Look at this footage of a sudden storm rolling over a quiet forest. We are watching two distinct atmospheric systems collide. On one side, we have violent electrical chaos. On the other, absolute grounded stillness. Out of that storm descends Thor, the Norse god of thunder. He arrives in a chariot pulled by two flying goats, his demeanor fierce, and his iconic hammer, Mjolnir, the legendary weapon capable of leveling mountains, crackling with raw electrical energy in his grip. Waiting in the forest is Lord Rama, the seventh avatar of the Hindu god Vishnu. He stands unbothered by the sudden tempest. He wears the simple clothes of an exiled ascetic, holding the sharanga, a cosmic bow crafted by the architect of the gods. If this were a comic book crossover, this is the moment they would charge at each other. But as Thor lands, the lightning dissipates into a gentle rain. They lower their weapons, recognizing their shared lineage.
People love to debate on the internet about which mythological pantheon would win in a fight. However, the historical and anthropological record reveals that these two deities share an ancient, deeply rooted purpose that makes them brothers in arms. This map shows the migratory paths of the Proto-Indo-Europeans. This is the ancestral culture and language from which both modern European and Indian civilizations evolved. As these people spread out, migrating thousands of miles apart, they carried the same stories with them. This ancient stone carving depicts the ancestor of both Thor and Rama, the original striker god. In the early Vedic texts of India, this archetype was Indra, the king of the gods who wielded thunderbolts and battled cosmic serpents to protect humanity. Over centuries, Indra's traits filtered down into new narratives. Beneath the distinct names, Rama and Thor represent two evolutionary expressions of the same human need, a divine protector who stands between civilization and the forces of chaos. As night falls, the two gods set up a campfire in the space between their realms. Here, they observe the ancient, sacred laws of hospitality, laws that both cultures treated as absolute mandates. Rama approaches the meeting through the Hindu principle of Atithi Devo Bhava, a Sanskrit phrase meaning the guest is God. True to his life as an ascetic in the forest, he offers Thor pure water and simple, gathered fruits with total reverence. This manuscript page records the Old Norse traditions of the bloat. Thor brings this energy to the fire, offering hearty ale, roasted meat, and loud, merry toasts honoring ancestors and heroic deeds. Their approaches to a meal mirror their psychological profiles. Thor is the ultimate extrovert, a hot-tempered warrior who thrives in the company of others. Rama is Maryada Purushottam, the supreme man of limits, defined by perfected emotional restraint and flawless discipline. These opposites naturally balance one another. Rama's profound tranquility grounds Thor's restless energy, while Thor's straightforward joy offers a rare moment of levity during Rama's stoic exile. The conversation eventually shifts to their iconic weapons. Instead of comparing their destructive power, they admire these artifacts as the primary instruments of their divine duties. This stone relief shows the highly disciplined posture required to wield Rama's sharanga bow. For Rama, power comes from spiritual focus rather than brute force. He uses this precision to maintain the cosmic order of the universe. This ancient silver pendant reveals Mjolnir's role as a protective ward, used historically to hallow marriages, births, and agricultural settlements. This maps directly onto Rama's identity as a bringer of rain, where his idealized rule, Rama Raja, yielded abundant crops and harmony. Both weapons are tools of life at their core. When they are used to destroy hostile forces, it is only to clear the path for order and human flourishing to take root. As the fire burns lower, they discuss their deepest shared virtue, the heavy, exhausting burden of selfless duty. This painted manuscript illustrates Rama's voluntary exile. He gave up his claim to the throne to uphold his father's honor and maintain dharma, the universal principle of moral duty. Thor bears an equally relentless burden. As the god of the common folk, he is constantly traveling to the edges of the world, fighting giants to protect everyday farmers from the chaos of natural disasters. This diagram contrasts the different timelines these protectors inhabit.
Rama exists within the yugas, repeating cycles of cosmic time where evil always eventually returns. Thor, however, marches toward Ragnarok, the prophesied destruction of the Norse world. Whether facing an eternal, repeating war or a definitive end, both deities choose to stand and fight anyway, driven by unwavering love for their families and their subjects. At dawn, the two protectors prepare to part ways. In a final gesture of respect, they exchange gifts. Thor offers a heavy iron Viking arm ring, and Rama presents a celestial amulet from the Ikshvaku treasury. This parting represents the return of two essential forces to their separate worlds, Maryada and Might. The calm, moral precision of the forest now moves in parallel with the thunderous, violent action of the storm. True divine strength requires both the precision of discipline and the vigor of action to successfully safeguard humanity. If you enjoyed this dive into comparative mythology, hit the subscribe button below for more explorations into history's greatest stories.